Hey everybody, welcome back to the Light Side Reactions and Reviews. Today we are checking out the last several episodes of Young Sheldon. This is a sitcom that has aired on CBS since 2017, and it's a spinoff from The Big Bang Theory, which was a Chuck Lorre sitcom that was really huge on CBS. And then when after it had its several year run, they ended up doing this series called Young Sheldon, which focused on one of the main characters of that student or of that series when he was a child, and to tell his backstory. And this has been a great series. Chuck Lorre. I don't agree with him at all politically on anything, but when it comes to humor, he's a pretty funny writer. So I've really enjoyed Big Bang Theory, and I've enjoyed Young Sheldon. Right now, they are finishing up the seventh season and their final season of the series. And this fall, they are going to launch a spinoff from Young Sheldon, which is called Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. And it will be on CBS this fall, so check your local listings for that. And I'm going to react to, they posted a teaser trailer for that, so I'm going to watch it also and react to that. But right now what we're doing is I'm watching the last 4 episodes of Young Sheldon, and I thought I'd invite you along for the ride. I'm going to post my edited reactions to these last 4 episodes on here over a series of posts, and I hope you guys enjoy. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the last 4 episodes of Young Sheldon, beginning with episode number 11 from season 7, which is called A Little Snip and Teaching Old Dogs.
I always believed my extraordinary life would be chronicled in numerous biographies, which meant I needed to polish up some of my early academic credentials, especially East Texas Tech.
What am I looking at?
My proposal for next semester's curriculum on string theory.
And in 54 days, you will no longer be a student here. Not that I'm counting.
True, we should relish these moments.
Oh, I'm relishing. Look at me relish.
All right, Wendy Malick there playing the character of the president of the college, the first college he went to, and he's getting ready to transfer, to a couple to another college, and he's deciding between the two. But yeah, Wendy Malick, she's a classic comedy actress. You've probably seen her in some other stuff if you watched like comedies from the 90s. But anyway, the humor there is just great. This is really well written and well acted.
So this is the new physics curriculum I've developed for next year.
Introduction to nonlinear sigma models?
Okay, there's the voice you just heard. That's Wallace Shawn, that plays one of Sheldon's college professors, and he actually dated Meemaw, Sheldon's Meemaw, on some of the earlier episodes. But Wallace Shawn, for those of you in sci-fi circles, you might know him from Star Trek. He was one of the actors that played a Ferengi character. In fact, I think it was the Great Negus that he played, which was basically the emperor of the Ferengi, and it was an alien species, and he was just hilarious in that, and he's hilarious in this too. So Wallace Shawn, love anything he's in. You also might know him from The Princess Bride. Inconceivable! That's him. Anyway, let's get back to it.
That's some pretty advanced stuff.
And that's the point. Now, Sheldon may be leaving, but we can attract the next brilliant mind if we stay on the cutting edge.
Couldn't agree more. In fact, John, why don't you take point of that nonlinear class and I'll teach so much here I've heard of. Which one do I pick?
All right, if this material is
Okay, now that was Ed Begley Jr., and he was also on a lot of stuff in the 80s. Sitcoms, I believe, possibly even movies. I can't remember. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything he was in. But you probably recognize the name.
All right, if this material is too challenging for you, maybe I should rethink my faculty.
What are you saying?
Well, Legally, I can't say that I'm replacing you with someone younger, so I'm not saying that. Legally.
Nice try, but I have tenure.
I don't.
Tough luck.
Another thing I'm not saying is that I'm going to put your office at the top of a flight of very steep stairs.
Alright, so nice humor there, a little subtle
Okay, that won't
threats.
be necessary. We may be out of the loop on this stuff, but we can catch up.
Agreed. We can be up to speed in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Don't say that. You sound old.
Lickety split.
Better.
He's used that phrase before,
Lickety
2 shakes of a
split.
lamb's tail.
Just never know what you
Oh, there's the baby Cece.
Oh, you got so big.
I said that to her when she was pregnant. No bueno.
Oh, no.
What movie y'all going to see?
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Mandy, you want to see that?
I don't care. I'm going to be asleep before the lights go down.
Classic movie, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. One of Jim Carrey's first breakout roles in film. Of course, he got started with stand-up comedy and did what was the Wayans Brothers In Living Color, I think. He did that with the Wayans Brothers. He played the character of the neurotic firefighter. If you ever get a chance to check out that stuff, that's hilarious too. But again, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective was one of his first comedy movies that he released that made him soar to stardom. And then, of course, they had the sequel, Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. Both of them were hilarious movies. So, yeah, this is set in the time period when those came out. So, let's get back into it. Georgie and Mandy getting ready to go on a date.
Oh, bye, baby.
Hi, honey. Be good.
Oh, she'll be an angel for Nana and Grampy.
Grampy? I didn't sign off on that.
Okay, let's go. I want to get this nap started.
Oh, the pet names for the grandparents. What do you call them? Comment down below what you call your grandparents or what your kids call you if you're grandparents. For me, growing up, it was grandpa and grandma. And, other family members, it was grandma and granddad. I don't think grandmom was one of them. One of my younger brothers says grandmother and grandfather. My daughter to my parents is Grandma Linda and Grandpa Larry. And then my in-laws, she calls Mama and Papa. But here with young Sheldon, he called his grandmother Meemaw. And here they're coming up with their pet names. What is baby Cece gonna call him? And there's always that debate. What do you want to be called?
See ya, Grampy.
Grampy. He doesn't like that.
Is it possible that we're too old to learn new things?
Nonsense. This would have been over my head even as a
Hence
young
the
man.
title, Old
Maybe we
Dogs.
just
Can't
need
teach an old
someone
dog
to
new
explain it
tricks.
to us.
Are you talking about Sheldon?
I'm sure he'd be happy to help.
Oh, that's what I'm afraid of. I don't want to give him the satisfaction of thinking he's smarter than us.
But he is. That's the thing. In a lot of ways, he is. The thing with Sheldon is he lacks common sense in a lot of ways. Where the common man is more intelligent than him because things of nature just simply go over his head. But when it comes to academics, man, he's just so brilliant, and he's smarter than everybody else in the room, and he knows it. And that's the bad thing that comes with sometimes with beings having a superior intellect, is that if you know it and you let it go to your head swells, gets real big. You end up becoming impossible to live with. And that is Sheldon in a nutshell. He may not be all there when it comes to common sense and social interaction, but when it comes to academics, he's the smartest man in the room, and he knows it, and he lets you know that he knows it.
But he is smarter than us.
I know that.
And
we
they know
that,
it.
But he can never know that.
I love his giggle.
Actually, could you move it a bit closer? That's a little fuzzy.
Now it's fuzzy for me.
Put on your cheaters.
I forgot them on the
Their
bus.
eyes.
I have an extra pair. Would you like them?
The one's nearsighted and the other's farsighted.
All right. You're going to have to get me back up.
This music in the background is so clever. Whoever wrote the music to this, is real smart. And it's the same thing. They use the same music throughout the series.
Isn't she the cutest?
Want to know what else is cute?
Jeff Cardone,
Another
I
piercing
think.
right up here.
That's who wrote it. Oh, he's going to Sheldon. Yep.
Hi, Sheldon. Hello. I was hoping I could pick your brain about some of the latest breakthroughs in string theory. And maybe we keep this between us. Dr. Linkletter doesn't need to know.
Oh.
John,
I can't believe you went to Sheldon behind my back.
you're doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, well, you did it first.
In or out, I don't have all
About
night.
5 minutes.
Well, thanks so much for
great.
watching
Classic.
her. Was she any trouble?
Hey, that guy talks out of his butt. I laugh.
Dr. Pepper came out your nose.
Yeah,
Jim
but words
Carrey.
came out of his butt.
Okay, there's 3-hand the baby back, let him leave.
Okay, well,
Nana loves you. Nana's the best. Nana.
Nana, that's the one she's going with. She wants to be,
All right,
she
Nana,
wants to be
take that
Nana.
notch.
And I guarantee you, when Cece starts talking, she's not going to call her Nana. She's going to come up with something else. That's the way it always happens. You choose what you want to be called, and they end up calling you something else. Nana and Grampy.
Back any
Let's see if that
time. I mean
sticks.
it any time. I don't know. I like having a baby in the house.
Yeah, well,
She's not getting ideas, is
are you
she?
serious? Would you believe this?
It's good to see these guys back together, too. Haven't seen them probably in a couple of seasons. They were really heavily featured in the early seasons of Young Sheldon, and now as we're getting into later seasons, it's focusing more on the family and less on their work life. And so we don't get to see these characters. Rex Lynn as the I think it's the principal, and then the assistant coach, and I forget what his Doc Farrow, I think, is the actor that plays him. Both great actors, great subtle comedian, subtle comedy is what you get from them in this, but it's really good because they're supporting characters. You know, they don't get all the great lines like the main characters would get, but they get these. They've got. You can see their acting chops in this when they as supporting characters.
We're babysitting the granddaughter. I'm worried Mary's got a little
Okay,
baby fever.
they're going to give him bad
You told her
advice.
about Russ?
I guarantee you.
Russ. Poor bastard.
It's the way men
Shit,
do
like
it.
just because she's having fun with your grandkid doesn't mean she wants more babies. I don't know.
Oh, she's hitting a little bit.
Oh boy. It's all up to her. I have a say in this. I'm serious. It takes two.
You keep believing that,
Be honest
Georgia.
with her. Or get a little snip. Never worry about it again. You mean like a down there snip? Can't believe I let you teach health.
All right, men. Let me, married men, let me give you a little pointer here. If you're going to do something like that, a life-changing decision that impacts your marriage, if you're going to make a decision like that, make it together. Do not go and do this behind her back, which is what I suspect he's going to do. And, that's going to cause trouble, because this, in fact, affects the rest of her life, too. Even if you are dead set that you're not going to have any more children, you're too old, it's, in the past, whatever your reasoning might be, still, you need to include her in with that decision. You try making these decisions on your own, it's over with. You might as well just pack your bags and take them out to the doghouse, because that's where you're going to be for the rest of your marriage. Don't make these decisions alone. Always include her.
Mary never goes for that.
It goes the other way around, too.
That's because my balls are none of your business. Fair point.
if W is the color metric,
See, that's the thing. They are her business. Once you get married, you are each other's business. This is a thing that I think modern society, we try to steer away from. I don't belong to you, you don't belong to me. There's a George Michael song that did that. But when you get married, that's basically what you're doing. You're saying, I now belong to you and you belong to me. Now, from a Christian perspective, it's like that three-strand cord that's not easily broken. There's the husband, there's the wife, and then there's God, which is the bond in between them that binds them together. And what God has joined together, let no man separate. And so these decisions need to be made together, because you are now one flesh. You're not just two people anymore, two separate beings that make your own decisions and live your own life. You are living a life together for the rest of your lives, is the way it's intended to be. And so, don't fall for that trap, that idea that I am my own person. When you're single and when you're young, you are your own person, so to speak. But, once you get married, that's what marriage is. You're making that commitment to, I am not my own person anymore. We are two people, but we are one marriage. And so in that sense, you belong to each other. And, it's not an ownership thing like some people look at it, and and think that that's a bad thing, that to feel like somebody owns somebody else. It's not like a slavery sort of thing. It's a thing where you give yourself to each other. It's not one person. It's not a one-sided thing either. It's not one person having power over the other. It's, I belong to you, but you also belong to me. We belong to each other. And, major decisions in life, even the little ones, we should make together. Sorry, phone's ringing. Be right back. Okay, now back to the show.
On the algebraic variety X, and the canonical bundle KX is trivial, then X is what?
Zabriskie space.
Wrong.
Oh, it slapped his hand with the pencil. He got that from the Japanese tutor that was helping him with his studies when he was in Germany.
Obviously, it's an elliptic curve.
Wrong.
Why are you hitting us?
Wrong.
Yep,
Ow.
that's where he got it.
Pain is the best teacher.
I'm teaching you.
Well, it feels like you're hitting us. We are accomplished scientists. We won't be treated like this.
Very well.
Klaus, who knows where the Dummkopf went wrong?
Dummkopf.
Oh, and so here's what he's going to do. When he went to Germany, the German teacher was standoffish and rude and insulted him whenever he messed up. So now he's going to try that with these guys.
Also public humiliation. That was quite effective. Are you old Dummkopfs ready to learn, or is it past your bedtime?
Oh, I'm good till at least 7:30.
See, that's the thing I love about Chuck Lorre and his sitcoms is they kind of go, they're episodic, as a lot of times each episode is self-contained, to where you can just turn on one episode and watch it, and it'll make sense for the most part, but everything carries over. And that's what I loved about Doctor Who when I watched it when it was on, back when it was still somewhat good. But it used to be fantastic when they did their revival series back in 2005, I think it was, when they launched it. And for the next several Doctors, Matt Smith was my favorite, by the way. But anyway, that's what I loved about the writing on those. Stephen Moffat and I can't think of the other guy's name that was the showrunner. But the writing was fantastic, and it carried over. Each episode was self-contained, but at the same time, when you watched all of them together, there was a big picture, and there were references back to the other one, little hidden Easter eggs. And eventually they pay off. If you watch, over the course of an entire series, they call it, what we would call a season in the United States. You watch over the course of an entire season, or maybe even the entire series, we would catch up on all these little subtleties that they had in there, little Easter eggs, and it would pay off in the end. And they do the same thing with young Sheldon. It carries over each episode, and you pick up on things from the previous episode. And that's why at the beginning of each episode, they say previously on Young Sheldon. They give you that little quick recap so that if there was anything said in a previous episode that you need for background on here and you missed it, it's going to get you caught up a little bit.
It's the twins' first birthday. Look how little they were.
Look how little I was.
Oh, that's Sheldon and Missy.
Tell me you don't miss their sweet little faces.
Boy, she's dropping a lot of hints.
Well, it's not the same as rocking them to sleep at night.
Till they wake you up 3 a.m.
Smelling their little heads.
Really? That's the smell you remember?
Come on, it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't, but we were younger then.
I'm not saying we should try for another one.
Right.
I'm just saying if there was an accident.
She wouldn't be
heavy
upset.
accident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess it's in God's hands.
He's suspicious.
Hello. I'm here about a vasectomy.
Oh, no.
Actually, our earliest appointment
I
is
knew he'd do
in
that.
3 weeks.
Yeah, I tell you, when you go to get that procedure done, you are nervous going in. And it's, just tips for the men out there that are going to have that done, considering having it done. It's not as bad as it seems. Going in, they numb it and everything, and so it's not as it's scary going in because any kind of procedure that's being done down there, that's one of your most sensitive areas. But it's not as bad as you might think.
Hello, Mimo.
Well, isn't this a nice surprise?
You're old. Can you still learn
You're
new
old.
things?
Can you still remember things? Click.
Want to try that again?
I need your help.
I'm listening.
I'm trying to teach Dr. Linkletter and Dr. Sturgis string theory, and they're struggling. I'm worried that their advanced age is a factor, and since you're also
Careful.
in the winter of your life,
Okay. Ever since he was young, Sheldon had difficulties with social interaction. This is a perfect example of that. And he never outgrows it. Even in the Big Bang Theory, as he gets older, as we see, he still struggles with those social interactions. Meemaw's trying to help him with that, but it's a lost cause. This is part of what makes him such a lovable character.
and since you're also a wise and mature woman,
Go on.
Okay.
you might have some tips on how best to educate others in your peer group.
So you want me to help you teach an old dog new tricks?
I feel like if I said that, you would have hung up.
Look, it can't be easy for them to be taught by somebody your age. I think you're just going to have to be a little understanding and patient.
Patient? They could drop dead at any moment.
What?
Despite this challenging exchange, you know I love you.
Yeah.
Love you too, Moon Pie. Oh, he did it.
I can't believe you did it without telling your wife.
Oh.
I ain't caught you for a lecture, Wayne. I caught you for a ride. Which you needed because you had a vasectomy without telling Mary. Well, we went down there to ask some questions, and they had an opening. So you said, get in there, start snipping. I panicked.
It don't work that way. Maybe it did back in the 90s when this was going on, but more recently, like when I had it done, there's a time period. You go in for a consultation, they talk to you and everything. Mine was done out of town. I had to go to the big city. It was a couple hours away, so I didn't physically go there, but we had a conversation over the phone and everything, and they did the counseling sort of thing to prepare you for it and let you know what to expect, that sort of thing. And then there's preparation you have to do also, as far as fasting the night before and all that kind of stuff. So a little bit of, for the sake of poetic license they're taking here, a writer's license, some liberties are taken with this. If you were actually go in, they wouldn't let you do it the same day because you have to fast the night before and before going in for the medical procedure and stuff. So, but yeah, for the sake of writer's license, we understand what they're doing. You got to fit this all into a half hour for dramatic purposes too. To indicate that he went ahead and did this all in one day behind her back.
Baby pictures.
Big mistake.
Clearly you had no choice. A lot of pain here, Wayne. You're not helping. What do you think she's going to say when she finds out?
It is painful afterwards. I will say that. Going in, the procedure itself isn't painful because they numb it and everything, and it's pretty straightforward process. But afterwards, yeah, you're going to have some pain. And so they give you pain medication for that as well, too, to help you get through that. But I remember, yeah, it is painful afterwards. So, It's not all a walk in the park.
Walk. You think she's not gonna notice? You have any idea how much
Oh,
sitting I do
she's
at
definitely
home?
going to
I can
notice.
imagine.
Because right after you get this done, it's days. It's not just hours, but it's days of pain and not being able to do marital things. And so she's definitely going to notice.
Watch out for that
Well,
pothole. Oh, I saw it.
those hurt. You feel those afterwards.
When I was an undergraduate, we made fun of the old professors who didn't understand the theory of mesons.
And now you're in their
I told my
shoes.
thesis advisor, I'm surprised you don't
Life lesson
understand the
there.
physics of time. You were here for the dawn of it.
And now, we've become them.
Clearly, we're not too old to learn things.
And there's no shame in needing a little help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does it have to be Sheldon?
Yeah.
My Meemaw made me realize that Dr. Linkletter and Dr. Sturgis's failure to learn string theory was my failure as a teacher. Perhaps the knuckles that really needed to be wrapped were my own.
That's something to consider too. Is it the student's fault? Or is it the teacher? Or is it a little bit of both? You know, we don't always blame the students whenever they fail, and you don't always blame the teacher. Maybe the teacher's just not getting through because the teacher's not using the right tactics. Maybe the student's just not paying attention. Or maybe it's a combination of factors that both parties are getting into it. And so, just a little food for thought there. Nice little life lessons coming from the writers of Young Sheldon.
Lesson learned.
You don't do that to all the food, do you?
I got her to practice.
Blow your whistle too hard? Well, you make it easy.
George, what happened?
Pulled a muscle to practice.
Also, I'm never eating peas again.
Let me run you a warm bath. I bet that'll help.
I'll be fine. I just need to sit for a while and not take a shower for 2 to 3 days.
I'll get you some Bengay.
No. I'm good. Got my peas. Just need to sit.
Big gay, that's like icy hot. You don't want to put that on it.
Look at us. It's 9 o'clock. I'm exhausted. You got hurt watching other people exercise. I can't believe I thought we could handle another baby.
Really?
Cece's all we need.
Well, if that's how you feel, I support it.
Good night.
Hey,
I wish I'd have known yesterday. You deserve that, George. Alright, so that was Season 7, Episode 11, A Little Snip and Teaching Old Dogs. A lot of life lessons in that episode, and that's another thing I like about Young Sheldon, that even though Chuck Lorre, the showrunner and head writer, even though I don't agree with a lot of his politics, a lot of times he has some really good insights in his other writers that he has on there, and it helps. and the perspective that he has on religion as well, as you see throughout the series, with their treatment of the character of Pastor Rob, or not Rob. Rob is the assistant pastor. I can't think of his name now, but the church and how their interactions are. There's a lot of truth to that. You know, as a Christian and as a preacher myself, I admit that the church has had a history of making mistakes. You know, I've been part of that culture as well. You know, in some of the interactions that my band has had in our early years. But it's sort of things that you grow with and you learn from. You make those sort of mistakes, you know, the judgmental sort of thing where you start to think highly of yourself, and you start to look down on the so-called sinners of the world. But once you get a good perspective on things and grow as a Christian and become more mature in your faith and in your understanding of Scripture, you realize that you're a sinner too, just saved by grace of God and only, and not to think too highly of yourself, but there for the grace of God go I. You know, you could easily be in that same situation. And so I understand a lot of the perspective they present as being negative on the church and upon conservative politics. But at the same time, it's really humorous the way they present it. And they do have a lot of good life lessons in their stories. And so I really enjoy that about this. And even when they don't get it right, it's a good example of a bad example sort of thing. And that way, in my teachings as well, sometimes I'll reference, in my sermons, I'll reference a young Sheldon episode and something that happened to Sheldon and how the writers didn't quite get it right, but where they did get it right as well. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that reaction. Next time, we're going to come back and we're going to watch Season 7, Episode 12, A New Home in a Traditional Texas Torture. So come on back for that. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And that way you'll know when we go live and you can chat with us live in the, on those videos. Check out our other content. Maybe there's something on there you'd enjoy as well as these reactions. And above all, just have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.